What's up, guys? It is Saturday, December 30th. Afternoon sit. It's about 4:15, 4:20 right now. Been wanting to come in here and hunt the last 3 days. We had some rain come through at Christmas, some kind of bland, warm days, and then finally got some cold to come through on like the 28th. And I came in here, fed heavy in this food plot because they've just demolished it. Pretty much at this point, I'm on a doe patrol, just trying to take 2 or 3 does out. Got some people wanting deer meat, and I also need some deer meat, so just trying to take a few deer out. This is the only spot that I have a mature buck. This is where Paperclip lives, and Paperclip started showing in daylight the last 2 days right here. And I probably would have been here Thursday, but someone called out sick at work and I had to stay and couldn't leave. Yeah, I probably would have killed him the other day, and then I actually called the landowner, talked to him for a while, just let him know about what's been going on, how the season's been, let him know about the trespasser that I ended up getting arrested over here, that stole my camera and, turned it on. GPS got him. Game warden went over there and got him and took him to jail. And anyway, got my camera back, and he was glad to hear all that and likes me being here and all that kind of stuff. So we got a pretty good arrangement, and I believe, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be hunting this property for the next at least 3 years maybe, as long as nothing happens crazy. Otherwise, there's a huge group of does that come here, and I'm gonna shoot a doe if it comes out. So that's the situation. I got a northwest wind, kind of west, so it's hitting me like right in the face to over here, and 75% of the deer will come from the northwest, but every once in a while a couple of them come from this way, especially in the mornings. So hopefully I don't get busted before the deer make it to me. If we can keep that from happening, and if I can get this bow drawn, hopefully we'll be trailing a big old doe here pretty soon. It's a little bit after 5 o'clock now. I've seen 2 deer. I had a small spike come down through there and wind me pretty bad, and he blew like 5 times. They're coming down the wood line like normal, but normally they break off and walk in front of me. Like I said, I've only had 2 deer walk behind me, and the other like 20 something that I've seen here have come from over the hill or out of that thick. But that spike and now a 4-pointer came down through there just now, and he actually got nervous and just turned around and walked away. Want to know what unpressured deer look like? That's what unpressured deer look like. They won't even run away because the mature doe that I shot, I believe, walked in the woods and bedded down. That was horrible. That was awful. Awful. Yeah, it looks like a perfect hit. Man, that was so crazy. That was stupid, man. I drew my bow back and hit my freaking right here and shot the arrow off down through the dirt, like way over their back. And they wasn't spooked or anything, but the other doe had seen me. She saw me get my bow. They were all like coming in fast. And I just wasn't paying attention, got busted. If it hadn't been for that, I don't think any of the other ones would have seen me. They still haven't seen me. But that was very stupid. There's deer everywhere. 2 more deer tried to come from over here. 2 more deer were trying to come out down there. Even though it's a perfect double long shot, when they don't like run off, it doesn't seem like they run out of oxygen and die in 30 seconds. It may take a couple minutes. Well, that's one doe down, and not the way I wanted to do it at all. That was rough, but whatever. Got one down. Doubt I'll see paperclip here for several days now, though. All right, guys, we just made it back out here. Got my dad with me. I went home and got him. It's about 9 o'clock. I tracked the doe for 60, 70 yards, something like that, in these real thick pines, and blood was kind of hard to follow. Went back and watched the video, and it looks great. Maybe a tad back because she was quartered away, but looks like it should be good. But I was going to show you the arrow right here. So that's what we was working with. It's beautiful. It's laying just like that, wide open on top of the ground. Ain't no reason that deer shouldn't be dead. Hopefully it's just the pine straw and hard to find blood, and it's real thick. You got to crawl around in there, so hopefully we won't have too hard of a time. But I got the thermal scope and some more light, so hopefully we can find her pretty quick here before the coyotes get on her. They got all around me when I was in there by myself, and I'd put my bow down, and they was yapping on both sides of me when I was in there. I didn't like that too much, so I got on out of there. But let's go see if we can find her. All right, guys, we just made it down here to where I found last blood. I was gonna show it to you. It's probably 70 yards, 80 yards, not too far, but really not bleeding super great. So we got blood like this. Blood there. Blood on that limb. Some other blood right here, and then that is last blood right there on that little pine limb. And then she could have went that way. She could have went over here where Daddy went, and it splits off 2 ways. It's just a lot of different ways she could have gone right here, so it's pretty slow moving. But we're gonna see if we can pick up some blood somewhere. What's up, guys? It's the afternoon of Tuesday, January 2nd. Back on the power line here again. And this is where I shot that doe a few days ago. Ended up not finding her after all that tracking and cutting through the woods, and brought my dog back the next day and walked the creek on the bottom side of it there with my thermal and checked the creek with a flashlight. Did everything we could pretty much other than get a dog, and I did bring my dog out here the next day. But I know that deer died. Well, I know it did. I know it's dead. But I went home and watched the footage over a few more times after we tracked her that night. And what I didn't notice at the time was when she walked right in the woods, she went in there about 6 yards and bedded down. And I was looking with the binoculars trying to see her, see where she went, if she did stop or whatever in there. And just the way the sun goes down behind that stuff, it's really hard to see in there right at dark. And I didn't see her, but she bedded down, and the other deer went by her, and I had the video rolling for about 2 minutes, and she was there well after the time the deer went by her and left. And I waited about 30 minutes and got down. And I believe when I got down, I had to take my saddle and all down, and she obviously could see me, and she got up and eased off. So that was why when I was blood trailing her, I wasn't getting very much blood, and then after about 80 yards, the blood just quit. So, I feel like she died within 150, 200 yards, but just didn't have any blood to follow, and it's so thick in there, you can't see more than, 10 feet or 20 feet. It's just the thickest stuff you've ever seen in your life. But I came out here yesterday, which was 2 days since I shot her. That was the 30th, and then yesterday was the 1st. So 2 days since I shot her, and there was buzzards circling back over here behind me, somewhere around where this hill starts to go up. So between the buzzards and the coyotes, I imagine they got a pretty good meal out of that, but it's not what I wanted. It's just very unfortunate circumstances. The shot was great. Like I said, hit right where I was aiming. She was a little bit quartered to that I didn't notice, but the arrow had bright pink blood bubbles on it, not even any liver blood, and certainly not any gut blood or gut matter or smell. It's just one of those things. I don't know. The only other thing, like I said, I could have done is if it had been a big buck, if it had been paperclip or something, I could have, gotten a tracking dog. But we had already crawled all over the place for three or 4 hours and been on our hands and knees and made circle after circle after circle around that area and just didn't come up with anything. So I really don't think there's much else we could have done.